Hello again, fellow truthers. Welcome to the main conspiracy. I'm Jeremy, and this episode, like prior ones, it's going to be a good one. I compile truth. That's pretty much how I can define what I do. And if it wasn't for these other amazing content creators that I get the videos from, I wouldn't or couldn't be doing what I'm doing. And it is so important. So thank you. You recognize your video if I use it. Hey man, thank you. There's a lot of truth that needs to be told. I'm tired of these people, dude. I know we all are. Our whole system, all of our laws, everything, dude, it was all made up by child eating Satanists. The courts, the police, the military, the space programs, it's all a cult. Well, a cult means hidden, so it's not. It has been hidden, but it's all coming out now. But it's all satanic, dude. It's all evil. All of it. So we're all on a journey. I think, you know, I truly believe that our soul picks its journey and why we're here. And I 100% believe I chose to be here to witness this. I chose to be here to see the fall of evil and see the birth of greatness, the birth of harmony. I don't know. It's really beautiful to think about. But we're going to go through a lot of fucking hell before we reach that point, man. I don't know. That's why I do what I do. You guys got to wake up. You have no idea what's coming our way. And if these guys are going to do something, man, they better hurry up and do it because by the day, more and more of us are waking up, dude. And you're starting. What's really going on? We live in a dome, okay? It says it right in the Bible. Genesis. The earth is flat. We are electric beings. We hold powers. Just like in the fucking movies, dude. These superhero movies, like Doctor Strange. Yeah, we have that capability. They want us to think like we're just insignificant beings on a ball floating around in space. No other life, you know? And it's not just that, man. This goes all the way down to like fucking trees, what trees really are. I mean, they've hidden all kinds of shit from us that if you really understood or knew more like the truth about who we are, where we come from, what we're all about, what we're capable of, and what Earth is, it you might want to take it in slow, but it's amazing. Well, look at the movie Avatar, not the Last Airbender, although yeah, a little bit of that. But the movie Avatar, dude, that was our planet at one point. I truly believe that, dude. People say, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought it, but it's like that's a documentary of how it once was. But anyway, I'm getting lost. It's like when I start thinking of Avatar, it's like, man, I just want to go home. I watch those movies and it's like, well, I just feel at home. Then I see the sky people come and pretty much, I think they were called the Sky Cutters in our story. But basically the same thing, came and just demolished everything, dude. Sad, sad. But yeah, people are waking up and they know it. That's why you got like 100 different things going on all at once, you know? They know their time's up, dude. And I'm loving every minute of it. So, with no further ado, let's get to the video. Get to some truth. Enjoy.
The ring being in effect a one-turn shorted secondary. A smaller ring will react even more violently. Here is another ring. This one made of a material we say is non-conductive. And it is completely unaffected. Here is another example. Several thousand watts of power were involved in that spark. If we replace the spark gap with a copper coil, the same power now flows through the coil. It's invisible, has no effect on many substances, but it can generate a lot of heat. Wood, paper, things that we think of as being quite inflammable, are not affected at all. However, a piece of steel wool bursts into flame instantly. Did you ever fry an egg on a coal stove? It's no trick at all, if you have the right equipment. This is a cold hot plate, and because it's cold, you can make it out of wood, if you like. Just be sure that there's a coil of wire inside and that you connect that coil to a high-voltage alternating current source. The rest is easy. As long as we're being different, we'll use motor oil instead of Crisco. The egg fries very quickly, but the stove remains perfectly cold. In fact, if you wish to keep it handy, you can fry your egg on the morning newspaper. With a gadget like this, you can get up in the morning, sit on the stove, read the morning newspaper, and fry the eggs in your lap. Another example of the fact that physical forces can be quite selective in
bloats after every meal, you do not have a food intolerance, you have an oxygen-starved gut. And no, expensive probiotics, cutting out dairy, or loading up on fiber will not fix it. That's because your gut is like a fire. It needs a constant supply of oxygen to work properly. When it has it, food digests and moves through smoothly. But as you age, your body stops producing nitric oxide. This is what keeps your blood flowing strong. When nitric oxide is low, blood flow and oxygen drop everywhere in your body, including your gut. Digestion slows. Food sits inside much longer than it should, and when food sits, bacteria begin feeding on it. This produces excess gas that stays trapped with nowhere to go. That is why it is always worse after meals, my friend, no matter what you eat. And the longer this goes on, the more it feeds itself. Digestion slows even further. Gut bacteria fall out of balance, and eventually even healthy foods cause that same awful bloating. You cannot probiotic your way out of this. You cannot fiber load your way out of this. You must restore blood flow at the root so your gut receives the oxygen it has been starving for. And that starts with restoring nitric oxide. When nitric oxide returns, blood flow finally reaches your gut again, like a smothered fire receiving air for the first time. It can finally work the way it was meant to. That is why I recommend beetroot to anyone dealing with this. Beetroot contains natural nutrients called nitrates, which your body converts directly into nitric oxide. Many who come to our monastery have dealt with bloating for years, cutting out food after food. But once they begin taking beetroot daily, they finally notice meals no longer leave them feeling heavy and swollen, because they are no longer treating what they can see. They are healing what they could not. But be careful, my friend. Most beetroot capsules are poorly dosed, filled with harmful ingredients, and will not restore nitric oxide the way they should. The one I trust is called Beravia. It is strongly dosed, pure, organic, and has nothing harmful added. If you wish to try it, I have shared the only official source in my profile.
Images of satellites. Do it.
Literally that? Images
Yeah,
of
be like
satellites?
satellite. Type in a satellite. Just like type in satellite. Like you'll see no.
The moon landing's a little weird.
You'll see no. There's all like they're just all.
There's no real pictures?
They're all
graphics?
Yeah, dude. Not a single one is not. This is the one thing that tripped me out. I'm not gonna lie. They're all just like renders.
Why?
It's true.
Why do you think?
This is the one. I'm gonna say this is the one thing that trips me out. I've never seen a satellite that was real. Just saying.
Why are they selling us on round?
Because it's not only just, that's not the only thing they're selling you on. They're selling you on space as well. That's why you think like that, because you're thinking outer space and all those other planets and stuff.
Are real?
Like that. Yeah. Huh?
You don't think they're real? You don't think sun's real?
No. The sun is real. The sun and the moon is real.
Okay.
But outer space is not.
Yeah, because we haven't seen. Then what is it? What are we
It's
doing?
water over the firmament. Is water.
Over the firmament and stuff.
We're in the ocean right now?
We under the firmament, under the dome, and there's water over the firmament. It says it in the Bible. The outer space is, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing as outer space.
No, that's the whole thing is get you tricked in why you think the other planets and stuff. The planets are wandering stars.
Eddie Griffin has had a lot to say since the launch of his podcast, The Butt Naked Truth. His main argument would be that the government is trying to scare people from talking.
Ain't nobody been to the moon. Ain't nobody been outside this giant cage we're trapped in. The firmament is real. This is why rocket ships take off and they start shooting at an angle.
Thing about the path that the rocket follows. Instead of moving in a straight line, the rocket following a curved trajectory. This isn't a mistake. You will see the exact same thing in every other video of a rocket launch.
They'll scrape the firmament and they always land in the ocean.
Behind. Absolutely amazing. And to describe it to you, you can see it, but from the ground it almost looks as though a cloud of smoke with its own mind is just shooting through the sky.
It scraped the surface of the firmament, landed. It's all in one day, but the landing is like a week later. But that's when they show it. I want to see it happen in one day. There's no satellites out there either, nigga. There's no satellites. No, there's no satellites. They are hanging satellites.
After reading the Epstein files, we all know the real reason why the Clintons were just admitted into Walter Reed Hospital. It's because they're having increasing symptoms of the Kuru disease, the cannibal brain-eating one. And if you don't know what that is, I'll explain it to you, but first I gotta show you that we knew that Hillary Clinton was sick 10 years ago and was having issues appearing in public. So that's why we haven't seen much of her or her husband, because they've been having this terrible disease which comes from eating brains. If you eat the human brains of someone else, there's this protein called a prion, and it will live inside of you for years and most likely be dormant until your old age, when it starts suddenly having more drastic effects. The most prominent symptom is uncontrollable head shaking and laughter. People with Kuru also have to routinely excrete green mucus from their throat, which is disgusting, but you can see it in this clip right here. And in the later stages of Kuru, as seen with Jeffrey Epstein here, you'll start to see mouth sores pop up all over the place, which are highly transmissible.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you've spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more. And now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
No, I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more. Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you! To me.
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eyes. You think you know how the world works. You think that this material universe is all there is. What is real? Thoughts shape reality. This universe is only one of an infinite number. Worlds without end. Who are you in this vast multiverse?
Teach me.
No.
To anyone who's deep in the rabbit hole, bro, buckle up, bro, because this shit is absolutely insane. So, I took some notes here, so I remember what to say. So, in 1893, this guy named Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a 3-part book series, right? The first one is called Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump. The second one is called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. And the third one is called The Last President, alright? In the first book, Little Baron Trump lives in Trump Castle in Germany, and he finds a manuscript by a man named Don Fum that leads to underground tunnels in Russia that have portals to other dimensions, okay? The first 2 books are just about Baron Trump and his dog, like, exploring all these weird dimensions, right? But this is where it really gets weird, bro. In the third book, The Last President, Don Fum uses these portals to become a controversial president who lives on 5th Avenue in New York. And he basically ruins the price of gold and is super controversial and ruins everything. His vice president's name is Pence, bro. That shit is absolutely crazy, but it gets even crazier, bro. Ingersoll Lockwood lived on the exact same street as Nikola Tesla when he wrote this book series. At the very same time that he was living on this street with Nikola Tesla was claiming that he invented time travel. Like, he deadass was saying, I'm about to make freaking time traveling portals and we're about to do it. And a little bit after, he mysteriously dies in a hotel, and all of his blueprints, all of his inventions are in this hotel when he dies. Guess who gets sent, along with the CIA, to pick up his blueprints? John G. Trump. Trump's literal blood uncle, bruh. Think about it, bro. It gets even deeper, though. Wernher von Braun, Nazi scientist, by the way, founder of NASA, wrote a book called Project Mars in 1953 about a man named Elon who takes everyone to Mars. The founder of NASA. And now Trump and Tesla are working together. They got space and time. Think about it, Fifth Avenue right by Times Square.
They're still pushing this shit. My favorite piece of evidence that the Freemasons did COVID-19 is FlowFlex, the home antigen test kit. You know, shove some graphene up your nose. FlowFlex is 6365, which is 9/11. You know, like 9/11, 2001, when they blew up the Twin Towers. Why? Because 9/11 backwards is 119. 1 equals 16, 100 equals 38, 19 equals 41, which is 95, which is square and compass. All I'm doing is ABC equals 1, 2, 3. There's nothing special about this. It's called Pythagorean numerology. So, 5 points of fellowship is 119. Fraternal Order of Police is 119. In my custody case, the CLR used 119 in her status report as covert signaling. She said, oh, CLR received the phone call at 1:19 p.m. Nobody writes like that. And then to ink it, Duncan's Ritual of Freemasonry is 119, right? That is how I figured this language out, people. You just look at all this Freemason shit and then you tie up the numbers. And please note that Freemasonry equals 58, which is 13. What else equals 13? 6, 7. Just like Epic Fury is 6, 7. So there you go. Absolute proof. So FlowFlex. What is FlowFlex? FlowFlex is 6365, right? And they got a whole bunch. Yeah. What is 6365? 9/11, 9/11. So come on down and get your FlowFlex. Yeah, your COVID test kit that says 9/11, 9/11 in the awakening, or backwards, 2986, which means to 86 you. Yeah, look at this. They got the whole, tells you right here, advertising to the cult that COVID-19 is a fucking genocide. Right here. There's the box. See? 9/11, 9/11, FlowFlex. I can't stand it, man. Do people really are that dumb? See, they code it like this so the occult knows that COVID-19 is a genocide. FlowFlex. This is one of my favorite numerical exposures of the occult. Anyhow, sign, share, promote, Full Disclosure Act. As you can see, sporting Lethal 22 gear in town and exposing the truth. This is covert signaling to the occult that COVID-19 is genocide. Oh, look over here. They have their own kiosk of 9/11, 9/11 FlowFlex. So, just to let the occult know, hey everybody, FlowFlex. COVID's genocide, see? This is how they tell the occult. COVID was just a big gaslighting operation. Get one of these, shove it up your nose. Get some graphene in your bloodstream. That'll be really good for you. Nanoscale razor blades to slice you to death. Sign, share, and promote Full Disclosure Act. And study stuff.
That's why they removed all of the bells. Because if anybody ever got sick, they would sit them inside a bell. And when they would then ring that bell, the frequency and vibration would then heal that person inside it. Just like linen sheets and copper bottles, everything is linked to frequency. And that's why the hospitals had the larger bells on, because patients needed to be healed through the frequency. And the larger the bell, the more frequency and vibration emitted. And that's exactly why all of the larger bells have cracks in, because then the bell's resonation is negatively affected and the frequency becomes negative. And so if you then think of the large bells we had, if they were to then hit that bell and resonate it over a town, everybody would instantaneously heal. Because we know that sound frequency heals. And if you think the human body is made up of 70% water, Any vibrations and sound frequency will then restructure all of your cells and heal you. And what's interesting is a lot of these bells were also made with copper, which is also interesting because that would then amplify that frequency further. But then the elites, like the Rockefellers, figured this out and then removed it, because if everyone has a high frequency, nobody will then be sick and therefore dependent on their system, which will then not bring them any profit whatsoever. So standing by bells is very powerful.
Only we've got this little partial view. We've got the idea that no, there's something in this body. If there were no eyes in this world, the sun would not be light. Nothing could be brighter.
I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to hear for a while, because as you know, the revolution will not be televised, and same goes for World War III. World War III will not be televised. This shit with Iran is just going to get worse and worse and worse, because America has killed their leader, and Iran is like a 6,000-year-old land. It's not like Afghanistan, you know. They have Russia and China backing them up. This is just going to get worse and worse and worse, because Iran now controls that strait. 20% of the world's oil, 30% of the world's fertilizer, all the helium that's needed to make chips for AI, all of that shit is now blocked. As soon as the markets realize everything's going to crash, we're going to have food rationing, petrol rationing, everyone's going to be told you have to work from home, millions of people are going to lose their jobs, people in Africa, Asia, poorer countries are going to start running out of food. Like, this is the one. And they're not going to tell you on the news for months, but I'm telling you, this is like January 2020, when you're like, oh, there's something going on in Wuhan. And everyone was like, nah, don't worry, all is good, mate. It's just like a bat or something. It's the exact same thing. They're going to tell you, oh, good, don't relax. 20% of petrol, 30% of fertilizer being cut out of the world supply is like literally somebody chops your leg off. Like, that's your leg is 20% of your body. Imagine somebody chops your leg off. That's what's happened to the world right now. So yeah, get prepared. Food, Wi-Fi money, job, invest in precious metals, take your money out of like any risky investments that you have right now, because shit is about to get real. If you thought COVID was bad, well, strap yourselves in, because this shit is gonna get really bad. The controlled demolition of the Western world continues.
Early this morning, when you knocked on my door, early this morning,
modern world is destroying your brain's visual system, and I'm going to use neuroscience to prove it. I'm also going to give you 3 neurohacks, which you can start doing today to improve your brain's visual focus and attention. You're supposed to blink 15 times per minute. But guess how many times you blink when you're staring at a screen? Only 5 times per minute. That's alarming because blinking resets the brain's visual system to enhance focus because there's these sudden changes in light patterns. And even when you go outside, you stare at an artificial world. Houses, cars, buildings, streets. These visual stimuli are way too simple and linear for the human brain. It doesn't get enough dopamine from them. So no wonder most people are unhappy and they get their dopamine fix by being addicted to bad habits. So here are 3 neurohacks you can do today to 10x your brain health and improve your visual focus and attention. Number 1, create a habit of consciously blinking when you are working in front of a computer. Number 2, take a break. Go in nature so you can be around fractals. Fractals are these geometric patterns you find in nature which have the perfect complexity for the human brain. Our brains have evolved to love fractals. In fact, even a 3-year-old baby can recognize fractals. And the last brain hack, thread a needle. Threading a needle improves your focus through microsaccades. Microsaccades are these very tiny eye movements that are happening all the time. And so when you force your brain to regulate the frequency of microsaccades by threading a needle, you get an activity that improves the sharpness and acuity of your brain.
That's how long it took for Patreon to delete my account after I uploaded a video titled "I Exposed New Jersey's Jewish Invasion." No warning, no first strike, no option to take anything down. Patreon account gone, deleted overnight. Over the last few years, I've made videos about every group of people you can imagine. Somalis in Minneapolis, Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, corrupt Christian megachurches, Pakistani Muslim gangs in England, incest families in Appalachia, Indians throwing cow poop at each other, drug addicts, pimps, prostitutes, and not a single platform blinked. But the moment I made a video about a Hasidic Jewish community in upstate New York that uses welfare to support families of up to 8 to 10 kids, sponsors pulled out. Old sponsors even called me demanding that I cut out their sponsorship from videos that are 2 years old.
They first found petroleum because they were beginning to make motors and needed on axles of wheels on railroad trains and all that sort of thing. Then oil went from just a lubricant to a fuel, and it made it valuable. And Rockefeller happened to be the smartest man in the business at the time. So in order to get the price up, they hit on the idea that they would have to make it appear to be scarce. Yeah. In 1892, there was a convention in Geneva of scientists to determine what organic substances are. Well, the definition of organic is a substance with hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Rockefeller took advantage of sending some scientists over who said oil, petroleum, is hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. They defined oil as the residue from formerly living matter. Well, that makes it a fossil fuel. And another thing we should know is that there has never been a fossil, a real fossil, found below 16,000 feet. We mine oil, or we drill for oil, at 30,000, 33,000, 28,000 every day of the week. So right there, we rule it out that it isn't fossil fuel. It's called fossil fuel for the minds of the public to feel that it is an asset that is running out, being depleted. We talk about depletion allowance, which is a lot of, and Actually, if you know the world's oil supply, you know that it is not going to run out for an awfully long time. It is the second most prevalent liquid on Earth.
Folks, ask yourself one simple question. Other than COVID-19, what is the biggest hoax ever? That we landed on the moon. Now, we saw the Artemis rocket take off the other day, right? And curve, go right into the Bermuda Triangle. So they didn't go to the moon. But the question is, why are they doing this moon hoax again? Because currently they are performing the biggest hoax ever, and that is Albert Pike's World War III plan, which is what? To get the Christians, the Jews, and the Muslims to all kill each other so the Satan worshippers can have the earth. And that is exactly what's happening, right? Trump and the Christian Zionists, Israel, and Iran and the Muslims are all killing each other and turning off the food and turning off the fertilizer, and we have no water up here. It's going to be a big drought because that is why they did this moon launch. It's a big hoax. Moon equals 21, which is 3. E, flip it around, is 5, right? Hoax, 21. 3. E, flip it around, 5, right? And they're going for what? 10 days, which is 12, which is 3, which flip it around is E, which is 5. They are advertising the big hoax. Just like on 9/11/2001, which equals 14, which is 5. This is all occult advertising. They know that this is World War III. The occult knows that this is helter-skelter, right? That the goal is to kill the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews. And so what did they need? They needed a massive global event so everybody in the occult would see it. So they're going to the moon, right? Another hoax. It's all about occult advertising to unite the occult, because this is Albert Pike's plan for World War III, which the goal is to kill everybody again, just like they did with Tartaria. That is why they're going to the moon right now, people. It is just occult advertising. Do you understand how it works? That's why they put the numbers and everything. That's why Rumsfeld said, oh, we lost 2.3 trillion the day before 9/11, right? Why is 9/11 on all the cop card? Because it's a big, fat occult advertising that Albert Pike's plan for 3 world wars, which is the Christians, Muslims, and Jews all kill each other so these occult of ball Satan worshippers can have the earth, is in play. So, sign, share, and promote the Full Disclosure Act. There is only one way we stop this, and that is we have to expose the Freemasons. Why do you think Trump is standing here with all these guys doing the thumb, right? Because thumb equals 19, and 19 is 41, which is 5. It's all occult advertising that Albert Pike's World War III plan is in play. The biggest hoax ever. Another Tartaria 2.0, where they plan to eliminate everybody not in the occult.
E ao mesmo tempo nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão encomendados. Tem que pedir uma pastilha. Já estão encomendados estudos.
Socks should not be leaving marks like this, and here is what your body is trying to tell you. Those marks are not from tight socks. That is trapped fluid your body cannot drain. Most people dealing with this have spent years elevating their legs every night, drinking more water, cutting salt. Nothing works. The moment I see marks like this, my friend, I already know why. The real reason fluid pools in your feet and ankles comes down to one simple thing. Poor blood flow is breaking down your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is your body's drainage network. When it is working properly, it pulls excess fluid out of your tissues and flushes it out. But as you age, your body stops producing nitric oxide. This is what keeps your blood flowing strong. When it is low, your veins struggle to push blood back up to your heart. Fluid starts leaking into the surrounding tissue. Your lymphatic system tries to clear it, but it becomes overwhelmed. The extra fluid it cannot clear has nowhere to go, so gravity pulls it straight down into your legs and feet. This is why it is always worse by evening. It is a trap, my friend. Poor blood flow lets fluid leak. Leaked fluid overwhelms the drainage system, and an overwhelmed drainage system lets even more fluid pool. You cannot elevate your way out of this. You cannot compress your way out of this. The only true answer is to restore blood flow at its root. And that starts with getting your nitric oxide levels back to where they should be. When you restore nitric oxide, blood flow improves, and your lymphatic system can finally start working properly again instead of constantly backing up. That is why I recommend beetroot to anyone dealing with this. Beetroot contains natural nitrates that your body converts directly into nitric oxide. Many who come to our monastery have carried this swelling for years. They tried everything, but once they began taking beetroot daily, they finally noticed their legs felt lighter and less swollen. Because they were no longer managing the symptoms, they were supporting the root. But be careful, my friend. Most beetroot capsules are poorly dosed, filled with harmful ingredients, and will not support your body the way they should. The one I trust is called Baravia. It is strongly dosed, organic, and pure. Just 2 capsules each day is all you need to support healthy blood flow. If you wish to try it, I have shared the only official source in my profile.
But guess what, dude? It's fucking flat, dude. And everyone is going to find out eventually. No one ever gets into flat earth and then turns back. You don't. It's like Santa Claus. You find out Santa Claus isn't real. People don't go back and say, you know what, I'm starting to believe in Santa Claus again. No, it's the same fucking thing, dude. Whatever's coming from the government, I need some I need the kind of fucking evidence that would just shut down a case. If I don't see the evidence, why would I believe it? For what? What benefit do I get in believing we went to the moon? What benefit? Is it going to benefit me? Dude, you've been fucking fooled. Everyone's been fooled. Think about all the lies. The lies go deep. You know what people think, like, oh, flat earth and the moon landing, that's a distraction from the real conspiracy theories? That's what I used to think. You know what I think? I think those conspiracy theories, the mainstream conspiracies, are a distraction for the real conspiracy, where we're on. What we're on. They're trying to keep God from us. They're trying to keep the Creator from us. They're making us insignificant when this is a special fucking place.
Jeremy's dinner, and in space you really just eat all of your food out of bags of some kind, plastic bags or little metallic bags, because we have to rehydrate a lot of our food. This is actually shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, so watch the tail the bag leaves on Jeremy's face. So that's this guy right here. This bag is just floating in the air, and if you don't know with this footage that they send out, all these things that are floating is actually CGI, is completely computer animated, and that's why there's so many inconsistencies with it. And if you look at the edges of it, you'll see.
And this has been rehydrated already,
it makes,
so we added water
distorts.
to it, and the shrimp soaked back up the water, and it's actually pretty tasty.
They are not eating anything. So, you see, look right here. It'll kind of distort because it's computer animation. And it can't animate that closely with 2 different objects moving side by side on different layers.
This is an example of a food that has not been rehydrated yet. It got all dried out for...
So they put this red dot on there because that is, if you know anything about video editing, you want to put a bright red area on something for motion tracking to keep track of where your animation is going.
Flying up here in space, and those are green beans.
And it disappears sometimes, too. Yeah, so if you know anything about animation, you'll know that this is why they have these dots on things, because you need it to track with the program so that you know where it is in the 3D space that's built inside of it.
We do have to eat our vegetables even in space, but don't worry, they do give us mac and cheese.
None of this even happened.
with my values, my morals, my ethics, I cut my friend off. As simple as that. Respectfully, I can love you from far away. And it's not love, light, and healing and spirituality to keep bad people in your energy field. Apology accepted, access denied. I respect you for who you are. I see you. I don't judge you, but I'm out. Because this doesn't match my vibration. And we're like mobiles. So we have just like a signal, just like Wi-Fi. If the Wi-Fi router is in this room, if we leave the room, the Wi-Fi is less stronger, right? When you're surrounded by wrong people, your signal to divine, your signal to your higher self, your connection with your soul is severed because there's bad frequencies affecting, you know? So only when you eliminate the bad apple, the other apples thrive. Otherwise, it affects you. Be ruthless, spiritually ruthless.
This is owned by foreign corporations. Nixon opened it up for foreign trade. And when Nixon opened up for foreign trade, the people of Europe and the common market in Spain and different places, they don't care about the United States forest. And in short, the United States has been sold out by people who really don't care for anything but money. I've had all the money in the world 3 times. I had to give it back to keep the game going.
What game?
The game. It's a game. Money is a game. It's only real to the people who work for it. The people that don't need to work for money, it's a monopoly game. It's a game of paper. It's all on paper. I've got a production company, and I've got a recording company, and I've got a mansion in Beverly Hills, and I've got Rolls Royces and Ferraris. I've got everything money can buy, but it's all on paper. Everything's done through the companies and through the tax loopholes, and the people that live on that level, they don't care about the average honest mule that just goes back and forwards to work. They don't care about the children that are in the streets that are thrown out of this upper echelon of existence.
I don't know why they named it Artemis 2. Artemis 2 obviously is 33, like a 33-degree Mason, so we know why they did that. But Artemis is the goddess of plagues and sudden death. Yeah, I wonder if they have something special planned for us, especially considering, as you can see, there's no snow. None. Major drought coming. They've turned off 40% of the world's fertilizer by blowing up the Middle East and 20% of the world's oil. So what's coming? Drought, famine, fuel shortages, lockdowns, and now they're talking about Pfizer, which equals 44, which is genocide, has a new vaccine coming out for Lyme disease, right, which is some lab-grown parasite or something. But anyway, so what are we going to have? A drought? No food? No water? No energy? No fertilizer? Yeah, that's what the occult does, people. So now we know why they shot Artemis into the sky, right? It's Masonic advertising. It's occult advertising. Artemis, shh. And besides, you saw it fly right into the Indian Ocean, flew up and just curved. So stupid, man. Anybody that believes that we go up in space is just ding dong. You can't go to space, man. We're in a firmament. We're in a bubble of water made by God, the sun. The sun is God. I know that pisses a lot of you off, but tell me something else that's God other than the sun. The sun is God. We're in a bubble of water, and you can't go to space. So anyways, Artemis, goddess of disease and sudden death and plagues. Yeah, that's why they named it, because they're signaling to the occult that this is another occult genocide, which is not the first. They do it all the time, but they also get busted all the time. So sign, share, and promote the Full Disclosure Act. Get some Lethal 22 clothing, because this, people, this is how we expose them. This is how we expose them. Lethal 22 equals 44. They hate 44. Peace.
As soon as the third eye opens and begins to function fully, one of the most remarkable transformations you can experience is a significant improvement in your intuition. This is the third sign that you are developing your perception. This heightened sense becomes a kind of inner guidance, endowing you with an almost supernatural ability to anticipate future events and make better decisions. Navigating life becomes less a matter of trial and error, and more a journey guided by a deep, instinctive understanding of what lies ahead. This emerging intuitive clarity is more than a practical tool. It is a profound transformation that affects every aspect of your life. With your intuition strengthened, you begin to notice synchronicities and patterns that might previously have gone unnoticed. These are not mere coincidences, but valuable insights that offer guidance on your life and spiritual path. This fine-tuning with the universe can not only inspire positive changes in your personal life, but also promote a deeper alignment with your true purposes and desires. The strengthening of intuition thanks to the activation of the third eye not only benefits your ability to make wise choices, it enriches your spiritual and self-knowledge journey, allowing for a deeper and more meaningful connection with the world around you and the universe as a whole. By opening the third eye, you not only enhance your perception and sensitivity, you also take an important step towards exploring the vast dimensions of consciousness and understanding the life that unites us all. The fourth trace to observe is when the third eye develops and opens. An enhanced sensitivity to external stimuli, such as light and sound, becomes a reality for many. This increase in sensitivity is not a mere change in personal preference, but a direct reflection of the expansion of consciousness that accompanies the awakening of the third eye. This heightened sensitivity to louder sounds and more intense lights leads to a natural search for calmer and more serene environments, a change motivated by the desire to harmonize internal perception with the outside world. This phenomenon is closely linked to the function of the Ajna chakra, located between the eyebrows, which expands beyond simple visual perception, deepening the connection with the environment and intensifying the sensory experience. This new sensitivity is also a call to explore one's inner self in a deeper way, encouraging a more reflective and meditative life. Increased sensitivity to light and sound signals an opportunity to reconnect with nature, appreciate the arts from a new perspective, and find peace in stillness. Thus, the awakening of the third eye not only transforms the way we interact with the external world.
Absurd. Here's the SpaceX rocket. It is out of the atmosphere going about 14,000 miles per hour, and there's a mouse. See that mouse? This is done on purpose, believe it or not, to try to make people that know the truth about this spiral, because it's hidden in plain sight that it's all fake. And if something's hidden in plain sight, it's in plain sight. People will still believe this nonsense. There he is again. They'll still believe this type of nonsense, and even though people will see it in this video, they still will not believe that this is real. This is from the live footage. You could go to SpaceX, NASA's live footage, and see the same mouse. But like I said, this stuff is done on purpose, hidden in plain sight. But if it's in plain sight, is it really hidden?
I'm going to read to you a letter from a famous Freemason. This letter was written in 1871 by a man named Albert Pike, 33rd degree Freemason. Now, he predicts the First World War. Exactly correct. He predicts the Second World War. Exactly correct. Remember, this is in 1871. Then he predicts the Third World War. Let me read. The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam and political Zionism mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion, which unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of atheism, the origin of savagery and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the wild minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude, disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out into the public view.
This apparatus does not move the man. It displaces the space around him. There are no moving parts, no combustion. This apparatus does not move the man. It displaces the space around him. There are no moving parts, no combustion.
If you mix raw honey with a pinch of cinnamon and swallow it before bed, your body burns fat while you sleep instead of storing it. If you mix fresh ginger with warm lemon water every morning, your inflammation drops so fast, people will ask if you lost weight. If you mix turmeric with black pepper and warm milk, it absorbs 2,000% better, and your joint pain starts disappearing within days. If you love remedy secrets like this, follow for more.
Has been caught stealing water, killing babies with fake formula, and using child labor. They have paid no meaningful consequences, and you bought their product this morning.
Wait, what? Kit Kat, Nespresso, Gerber, Purina, Maggie, over 2,000 brands, one company, and it might be the most documented case of corporate evil in modern history.
That's incredibly reductive. Nestle is a publicly traded company with thousands of employees and—
Shut up, Meg. 1977. Nestle was marketing infant formula to mothers in developing countries, telling them it was healthier than breastfeeding. The mothers mixed it with contaminated water. Babies died, thousands, documented by the WHO. Nestle's response was to hire women in nurse uniforms to push formula in hospitals.
They dress salespeople as nurses?
Method acting, but make it infant mortality.
That was the 1970s. Companies evolve.
Meg, babies died. That's not a compliance issue.
Rare moment of clarity from the guy who once ate a crayon.
The boycott started in 1977, still active, 2026, because Nestle never fully complied with the WHO code on breast milk substitutes. 47 years later, still working on it.
Compliance is complicated when you operate in 190 countries.
Water. Nestle extracted groundwater from indigenous territory in British Columbia for 27 years, with a permit that cost $2.25 per year, while communities nearby had water advisories, then bottled it, sold it back at $3 a bottle.
They paid less per year than the bottle costs?
That's not capitalism. That's a speed run.
Okay, that's outrageous. But water regulation is a government failure, not—
Former Nestle CEO said on camera, water is not a public right, should be privatized, priced, controlled. That's not a leaked document. That's a YouTube video. His face, his words. Go watch it.
He said the quiet part loud and somehow nothing happened. Walter White had better PR management.
So they steal the water and then say water shouldn't be free?
Child labor. U.S. Department of Labor listed Nestle and supply chains linked to child labor on cocoa farms in Ivory Coast and Guyana. Nestle acknowledged it in their own corporate sustainability report, called it a challenge they were working on. In 2023,
they acknowledged it, which means they're trying to fix it.
Greenpeace documented Nestle's palm oil supply chain destroying Indonesian rainforest, published it, dropped a banner on their headquarters. Nestle responded by having Greenpeace's YouTube video taken down using copyright claims.
A corporation used copyright law to silence environmentalists. That's a villain origin story, and they skipped straight to the sequel.
I buy Nespresso every single morning.
Meg, we've been funding this the whole time.
We're all Meg. This is the real horror.
2,000 brands. Fella, somewhere in your house right now is a Nestle product. The question isn't whether you've been buying from them. The question is whether you do it knowingly from now on.
And I think had I not walked away from certain situations, let's just put it at that, I would be a very different person today. I've been really good at keeping in touch with my friends, keeping my family close, listening to the lessons, not getting caught up in the Hollywood hype. Like, I really am a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. Today, doing this is a very rare thing for me to do. Like, in London, to come in and speak to someone about my life is something I would not typically do. But because I'm a fan of yours and I was keen to kind of hear what you had to say and chat to you today, I felt like this would be a safe space for me to do that. But yeah, I definitely think it has been an ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves, and I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because they've lost themselves to this business. And I just am really, really keen to focus on what makes me happy, which is my family, it's my friends, it's my carpentry, my golf, the charity that my mum runs. Like, that is the stuff that makes me really happy, and that's the stuff that I should protect.
The year is now 2026, and we know that Pizzagate is real because the Epstein files were released and they confirmed everything. And now this clip of Tom Holland talking about how he doesn't want to be involved with Hollywood makes a lot more sense now, because he started in Hollywood at the age of 19. He was very young, and he saw very early on why you don't want to be involved with all that stuff, because there's a lot of strange rituals that they do, and they make these young people do these things so they can get famous. He didn't want to be involved with that. So we know that Pizzagate is real, and they do all these stupid things like drinking blood and stuff, and make these younger people do sexual acts with older people. And everyone thought it was all fake back then, but now we had confirmation. So what do you guys think now?
What if I told you the government's been lying to you? What would you say?
Well, from what I've seen of late, I'd say there's a high probability.
What if I told you those lies have been propagated to you through movies, educational system, organized religion, your parents, even if it's by ignorance, that lies have been placed on you since childhood? Would you believe it?
I'd have a hard time believing it, but you have sparked my interest.
I have some good news and I have some bad news.
No.
The bad news is the kids finished off the chocolate cake. The good news is I have some ice cream cake.
Thank you. That's good news. Thanks, babe.
That's great.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Wow. The sky looks amazing tonight. I'm gonna go out and get a better look.
You want to join her?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Look, it's Orion's belt. Did you know those 3 stars still align with the 3 Great Pyramids of Giza? Egyptologists date them at around 2500 BC.
That's roughly 4,500 years ago. Wow. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
We've been told that the Earth is spinning on its axis and it's hurling us through space at nearly 1,000 miles an hour. And during all that rotation, the Earth is orbiting the Sun on an average of 67,000 miles per hour. Yeah. We've got the Sun, the Earth, and the entire solar system is all still in motion, and it's orbiting the center of the Milky Way at a blazing 504,000 miles per hour.
That's a whole lot of speed going all sorts of directions.
Right, and yet those same 3 stars are still aligned with the same 3 pyramids after all these years.
That's impossible.
Yeah, it is.
So, what is this lie that I've been fed all these years?
Well, you've been lied to about where you live, the ground you stand on, your very purpose in life, and who you are as a person. See, the Earth is not a globe spinning around the sun in an infinite vacuum of space. Your feet lie on a flat plane with the firmament over your head. And you are at the center of creation.
You know, the more I study this world and look around at everything, from the plants to the animals, and even the makeup of us humans, I see an intelligent design. I see a creator.
You two have a convincing argument, but it's a hard pill to swallow. I don't know how I will, but I'll look into it.
What if I told you the government's been lying to you? What would you say? Look at how how the sun's light stretches across the lake. See, what you're looking at is not possible on a normal surface.
Look, it's Orion's belt.
We've been told that the Earth is orbiting the sun on an average of 67,000 miles. The same three stars are still alive. The same three pyramids.
Egyptologists state that around 2500 BC.
The Earth is not a globe spinning around the sun in an infinite vacuum of space.
You want to know how deep I've gone down rabbit holes? I'm convinced that both of the world wars were really just to erase the old world, and that there was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all of these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces, and the healing properties and the harmonious properties that these churches and all the architecture was built in. Okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most brave and quote-unquote prestigious men for every country, knowing that all of them would want to go to war.
From nail fungus, you need to try this Tibetan monastery remedy. You only need 3 simple ingredients. Save this video so you do not lose it. Take 3 garlic cloves and remove the skin. Garlic releases a powerful compound with strong antifungal properties that penetrates the nail and targets the infection directly. Grate the garlic into a bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This creates an environment where fungus cannot grow and dries out the affected area. Add 3 spoonfuls of vinegar. The acid slows the fungal growth, reduces discoloration, and removes the odor. Mix everything together. Apply this to the affected area before sleep and wash it off in the morning. Comment yes if you are going to try this, my friend, and follow for more ancient healing from our monastery.
Former intelligence officer. I spent 17 years in the U.S. Army. A modern Tomahawk missile is equipped with onboard cameras. Satellite imagery is constantly collected by several intelligence agencies, several countries, in real time. The entire school was surrounded by colorful children painting flower, bright colored murals, and it was, without a doubt, a school if you looked at it through satellite imagery. At 10 a.m., Israel, along with the United States, began attacking Iran. By 10:20, the staff at Minab School began evacuating the children. Strike 1. Hit the school. The kids moved to the prayer room. Strike 2. Hit the prayer room. 163 kids dead. Multiple sources, including intelligence reports, regional sources, and U.S. officials are required to confirm a target for the U.S. Navy and military operations to ensure accuracy and reduce errors. This is how it works. We just bombed the school knowing it was a school. Who are the terrorists? Who are the bad guys in this story? This is the story of our timeline. By our own definition of terrorism, and I can say this as a former counter-terrorist officer, we are the terrorists. We are the bad guys.
Ron Paul would be very dangerous for this country because he wants to bring troops like you back from your post from all over the world.
Well, I think it would be even more dangerous to start nitpicking wars with other countries. Someone like Iran, Israel is more than capable of.
All right, we just lost our tech connection, unfortunately.
You guys have to remember, any live show like the news or sports has a 6-second delay, so they know what's coming, and they can have their editors cut out a stream if someone's saying something that they don't want the public to hear. And this was way back in 2012. And I mean, of course, things aren't going to be much different because it wasn't that long ago, but this just kind of shows how long these forever wars in the Middle East have been going on, and how you can't really say, like, oh, Israel should just fight on its own if they're the ones who want to be doing this all the time and bombing all these other countries. Like, you couldn't say that back then. And you had to have, like, full support of the United States military coming in there with all the mainstream media, because they're all owned by the same corporations anyway. So that was the message back then, and it's still the same message. It's just not as easily censored now because we have more channels of information with social media. Like, we're better able to talk to each other. We're not just looking at the cable television to give us information.
Speak of what happens after you hear this. Keep it to yourself. Prosperity hates noise. Wealth is born in silence. The moment you tell others what is forming within you, their doubt becomes your delay. So promise me this. When the results begin, tell no one. Just smile and keep listening. You're about to enter a state few men ever reach. A place between sleep and awareness where the mind is open, receptive, and undefended. In that quiet space, suggestion becomes law. Whatever you hear there takes root in your subconscious, and the subconscious never argues. It only obeys. That is why this must be done in silence. You cannot share what the seed looks like before it becomes a tree. Talk too soon, and you rob yourself of power. Remain still, and the law begins to move for you. What you are about to learn is not positive thinking. It is mental engineering. While the body rests, the mind will work. While you sleep, your thoughts will align with the exact rhythm that attracts opportunity, ideas, and wealth. This is not superstition. It is law. The subconscious mind is the connection between you and infinite intelligence, the same force that inspired Edison, Ford, and Carnegie. They all understood this, that prosperity is not achieved, it is attracted, not chased, commanded. Every fortune begins in the same invisible workshop, the organized, focused, silent mind. When you align your thoughts with faith, gratitude, and purpose, the universe responds as precisely as gravity. So before you close your eyes, release every thought of worry, every fear of tomorrow, every doubt about money. You cannot hold fear and faith in the same mind. You must choose. And tonight you will choose faith. Faith that the world is rich. Faith that opportunity is infinite. Faith that you are ready. Now, listen closely. The reason most men remain poor is not because they lack work, but because they lack quiet. They scatter their energy with talk, comparison, and complaint.
Everyone else, too aware. I'm too aware that this is all temporary, this is all part of the human experience, and that nothing matters, and that everything is subconscious programming, and everything is made up. Like the days of the week, that's made up. Monday, someone decided this day is called Monday, this day is called Tuesday. It's all made up. Humans made everything up, like money. It's just made up. It doesn't mean anything. There are so many different things, like road signs, street names. Somebody just decided this street is named that name. It's so stupid. It's really hard for me to live my life and just be a normal person because I'm just too aware. I'm always seeing things from a background perspective. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing through the programming, seeing through the matrix. Does anyone else know what I'm saying, or am I just crazy? Please help me out.
Did you guys see this? Trump fired Pam Bondi and he hired his own defense attorney. His name is Todd Blanche. Todd equals 7, which is 20. Blanche equals 9, which is 24, which is 44 genocide. Yeah. He said we need to stop focusing on the Epstein files, that there are no other conspirators, and that the Department of Justice is not going to do anything more going forward. So basically, Todd is gaslighting the entire country because we all saw the files. Gaslighting is 59. 5 equals compass, 9 equals square. Just like the Department of Justice address is 950 Pennsylvania Avenue. 9 equals square, 5 equals compass, people. Do you understand? We do not have courts in this country. We have secret society Stasi star chambers. Yeah, just like the Supreme Court. Supreme equals 34, which is abracadabra murder, which is 7. Court equals 23, which is 5. So 7-5, which is G5, which is the Mason logo. But 7 equals 20, 5 equals 24, which again is 44 genocide. The Supreme Court is a genocide court. These are not courts, baby. These are secret society Stasi star chambers. Yeah, if you're in the occult, then the police protect and serve. But if you're not in the occult, then they provoke and silence. If you're a victim or a whistleblower like me, in 2009, I caught a massive child trafficking payment. It was an attorney at Fox Television, International Humanities Center, front page LA Times. The FBI investigated, and guess what happened to me? I've had 11 murder attempts. They took my child. They tortured my child, interrogated my child at gunpoint, and they've tried to put me in jail and even tried to murder me in jail. Because that's what they do if you're a whistleblower or a victim. But if you rape little kids, rip their face off, and do frazzle drip, then you get away. And you get to hire your own defense attorney to be the head of the Department of Justice. People, our country is fucked up. Because why? Because our courts are secret society Stasi star chambers. They do not protect and serve unless you're in the occult. And if you're a victim or you're a whistleblower, then they provoke and silence. They have done everything to try and destroy me. I have 20 court cases in Colorado, all the way up to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. And guess what happened? They just throw them out, throw them out, throw them out, throw them out. But if you get a parking ticket, you'll be in court for sure. So you need to sign, share, and promote the Full Disclosure Act. This is a joke. Trump hires his own defense attorney to be the head of the Department of Justice, and they say, we're not going to do anything more going forward. There's no co-conspirators. They're all full of shit, man. Sign, share, and provoke the Full Disclosure Act. These are secret society Stasi star chambers. They are not courts.
Really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. So I just want you to relax. Relax and dream up a good life. As far as I can tell, it's just about letting the universe know what you want and working toward it while letting go of how it comes to pass. Your job is not to figure out how it's going to happen for you, but to open the door in your head. And when the door opens in real life, just walk through it. And don't worry if you miss your cue, because there's always doors opening. They keep opening. Oh, and why not take a chance on faith as well? Take a chance on faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire and faith leaps over it. You will only ever have two choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.
Yes, I believe in a flat earth. No, this is not a joke, but I think a lot of you have a misconception of what the flat earth actually is. For example, we don't believe we're on a flying pancake in the middle of the solar system where all the other planets are round and the earth is flat. No, we believe earth is the pool table, and just because the pool balls are round doesn't mean the table has to be round. We believe that earth is all there is, stationary, with a dome above it, and the sun, moon, and stars are smaller, closer, and they're placed within that dome, and they do circles above our head. And this is what all ancient cultures of the world believed, and they were still able to predict celestial phenomena for thousands of years prior to being told they were on a spinning ball, because they couldn't experience it with their senses. They had to be told. Now, condemnation prior to investigation is either ignorance or it's indoctrination. So, are you big enough to consider something without necessarily accepting it? And can you do that without being triggered?
So just to sum everything up, it's a lot of uncertainty around, and I know everyone says like, don't worry about it, bro, like just go back to work and focus on like what's good in your life. And yes, that's true, but it's also nice to understand what is happening in the world so you can make decisions and you can be spiritually protected from trauma and fear. So basically there is a 3,000-year-old baby-eating death cult that infiltrated our government and now basically runs the UN, the WHO, the medical system, the education system, and the pharmaceutical industry. This death cult is trying to bring about the apocalypse as fast as they can because they believe their Messiah has to come before 2027 according to their calendar. So they're just pulling out all the stops. They're trying to see how much they can screw up the world and basically accelerate their plans in the hope that their Mashiach will come back. Little do they know their Messiah already came back and his name was Jesus Christ.
It was kindergarten.
Kindergarten?
Yeah, when you was in kindergarten or pre-K, what color was it? Ooh. It was every color.
Yeah, I was gonna say rainbow.
Okay, now when you went to 1st to 2nd grade, what color was it?
I don't know.
It was bland. Yeah. It was that color.
Yeah, it was just like jail.
Exactly. Then when you went to high school, what color was it?
Like jail.
Yeah. Okay, then when you went to work, what color was the wall?
Yeah.
It's waning you off the frequency. When you a kid, you vibrant, you running around, and then the first thing they do is they say, wane them off the frequency. Make the walls tan, make everything tan, make it boring. Sit down, don't move. They just get you right out of spirituality. And then the next time that you do get introduced to a colorful environment, guess where you at? You in a club. If the club was this color, nobody would go. But since it's black and it's universal light, aka from red to purple, it feel like you in the universe. It feel like you in the So this is why people like the club. It's called colorology. Even hunger. Hunger is triggered by the color red, yellow, and orange. What color is Wendy's? What color is Chick-fil-A, McDonald's? Every highly successful fast food franchise, I guarantee you, if they not all red, orange, and yellow, they have either one of them colors at a high value. So this is people who literally socially engineer the world.
You see that? Those white chunks hiding in your tonsils? That's what's been destroying your breath. Those are tonsil stones. They're literally rotting inside your throat, and most people have no idea they even exist. Here's the fix. Warm water, salt, and a pinch of baking soda. Mix it together and get ready to flush these out for good. Gargle deep and slow. Feel that buildup breaking loose? That's years of stones finally flushing out. Do this every night before bed. 3 days, your breath will transform. Save this so you don't forget.
What is this Tartaria nonsense? Sounds like your brain slipped on a history book and hit rewind.
God forbid, Stewie. It was real. One of the biggest empires ever existed, and it was erased for a history and timeline reset.
Wait, like a real empire?
Look at 1600s to 1700s maps. Great Tartary stretched across all of Asia, Russia, even parts of Europe. Official maps, libraries, atlases. Then after 1850, gone. Replaced by civilized nations.
Maps change. Doesn't mean cover-up.
Sure. Except the architecture's state. Massive stone buildings, cathedrals, railroads, built in places that supposedly had no machines, no tech, no money. Who funded that? Where are the blueprints? Where are the under construction photos?
Yeah, most old photos just show cities already finished.
Exactly. And the kicker? Mud floods. Literally, cities buried halfway up. Buildings with windows underground, doors at the second story. In Russia, in the US, in Europe, everywhere.
Maybe natural disasters?
Then why did orphan trains follow the mud floods? Why were hundreds of thousands of kids moved to empty cities with 0 adults?
What the hell?
They didn't rebuild the world, they repopulated it, with kids too young to ask questions, and schools ready to teach the new history.
Still feels like a stretch, Peter.
Okay, then answer this. Why do ancient buildings have resonance chambers and star-shaped fortresses aligned to energy grids? Why did the US Capitol, St. Petersburg, and India all use the same impossible tech and layout without ever meeting? And why did had every major world expo from 1850 to 1900 get demolished after just 1 year.
Dude, who builds marble palaces just to destroy them?
People who don't want the old world to be remembered.
So we're not in history class. We're in version 2.0?
Exactly. You weren't born into civilization. You were born into its cover story. They erased your reference point. Real timeline, real history, and they replaced it with the one that fits their narrative.
Okay, but what do we even do with that kind of info? It's not like we've got a time machine.
You don't need a time machine. You look around and ask what else they erased. Because once you see the lie, you're out of the simulation. And that's where their empire dies.
We was in an explosion. We was in the lobby and the third explosion, the whole lobby collapsed on us.
What was it like? What was it like?
Horrible.
It's like hell. You don't want to know.
The whole building just collapsed on us inside the lobby.
Was that a secondary explosion?
Yes, it was.
That was the planet probably?
Yeah, definitely secondary explosion. Because we was inside waiting to go upstairs. And on our way upstairs, the whole fucking thing blew. And we just collapsed on everybody inside the lobby.
Similar to the first tower coming down, secondary?
I don't know about the first one, but I know the second one, it was terrible. Then there was a third one too after that one.
Explosion after that?
Yes, sir. Everybody was inside the building, waiting to go upstairs, and they just let loose. Everything just let loose inside the building.
So what you told me is that there was a plane or whatever hit the building, then a secondary explosion.
It was like 3 explosions after that. We came in after the fire. We came when the fire was going on already. We was in the staging area inside the building, waiting to go upstairs. And they exploded. The whole lobby collapsed on the lobby inside.
And is this mayhem after that?
Just man, everybody tried to make their way out.
Just trying to help all the brothers get out.
A lot of people trapped inside.
I was sitting in the Brooklyn Navy Yard, close to Brooklyn. We watched the first explosion. As we're watching the buildings, I saw a black, very large airplane fly right into the second building. It came out of the south, right in front of our eyes. Just, it was so surreal, like a movie set. Second and third explosions also, right? We were in the building for the third one. It collapsed. On this drive here for the other one.
People don't understand. There may be more. Any one of these fucking buildings could blow up. This ain't done yet.
These posts and influencers all over the internet. Oh, the president, he's gonna give an address. And we're gonna put it on every channel. Everybody has to watch the president's address. The same president that did the same shit when COVID happened. And it's just the same playbook again. And all you idiots fall for it again. The Ministry of Truth is tonight at 9 p.m. going to make our official decree. Totally facts. And it's so ironic that Trump first came out as the guy who was going to drain the swamp, and he was calling out fake news, and now he just made the swamp bigger. He wanted to drain the swamp into his pockets. And now the swamp is even bigger. And now he's just the fake news himself. Doesn't even need the other guys. He can just tweet fake news out all day. It's just the same playbook. Oh yeah, we're going to listen to the address and you're going to tell us, oh, it's going to be over in a few weeks. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Energy lockdowns, restrictions, food rationing, fuel rationing, work from home. Oh, now it's too expensive to ship food. Oh, now we're in really big trouble. Oh, this war, oh, it's completely outside of our control. Oh no, it's like COVID again. We're sorry, we didn't want to have to do this, but it's just the same playbook. It's the same playbook. It doesn't matter what he says in his address to the nation. Our Prime Minister Albanese just came out and just waffled on for 3 minutes, didn't say anything. They're being paid to say this shit. They've all been trained by the World Economic Forum for years on this exact scenario. How are we gonna bankrupt Western countries and make the populace completely dependent on the government? Well, let's jab them with poison, and then a few years later, once they're all mentally tired and financially drained, we'll just take away all their fuel. They'll be begging for a digital ID. They'll be begging.
So there you go. What'd you think of that? A lot of truth there. A lot of truth. Quite a bit. It's up to you with, what you do with it. Again, I want to say thank you to all the other content creators. You guys do a tremendous job. Lethal 22, bitch. That guy, dude. I want to meet that guy. Him and I got some talking to do. Him and I are on the same. I don't know the number thing like he does, but I am going to learn that. But how he feels is exactly how I feel. You know what I mean? These people need to be eradicated, dude. There's no other way around it. These aren't people you can like put in therapy or something like that and expect them to become normal human beings. These are people you either got to kill or you got to lock away forever. You know what I mean? And it's sad. I don't like feeling that way, but there is no other way. I mean, maybe the way to get these people straight and back to normal, but I don't know that way. And when shit goes down and I got a bunch of psychotic fuckheads coming my way, I gotta do what I gotta do. And so don't you. And I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Hopefully you will too. Just remember, guys, the system ain't your friend. Alright? NWA had it right. Fuck the police. They're not on our side. The military ain't on our side. Now, I'm not saying there's no good people amongst them, because there most definitely is. But you gotta pick, you gotta feel that out. Because they're always gonna protect their own, no matter what. But it's all rigged against us, dude. The courts, everything. You can't trust anything. Only you within yourself will be able to determine what to trust, who to trust, and what not to trust, period. And you'll know. This would be a good time to, like, if you're addicted to any drugs or whatever, to go seek help. Because you don't want to be fucked up when this shit goes off, man. You want to be able to think. No. That ain't going to help you or anybody around you. I love you guys. You guys are great. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. And with that said, I love you. Take care of yourselves. Come up with a plan and watch your children. Keep an eye on your kids. We out.